everyone, and welcome to A State of Mind. I'm Zoe Chernov, and I'm here with Rayni and Branden Williams and Jacqueline Chernov, some of the most accomplished and inspiring real estate pros in Los Angeles. I'm honestly so humbled and excited to be sitting alongside them as we talk about real estate, entrepreneurship, business, and what it's like working with family, all while building up and giving back to our community. These are some of the smartest and most driven people you'll meet, and I can't wait for you to get to know them the way I do. So let's dive in. Welcome to A State of Mind.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Zoe. Hey,
How's it
Jacqueline.
going?
Hey, Rayni.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Couple minutes.
Been since the office. You brought a smoothie.
Yeah. Well, Rayni, it was our idea to have a smoothie coffee bar because we would always go out to Starbucks and, always are out of our office. And we wanted to create the ultimate experience, the ultimate social club for real estate. And I think Rayni absolutely nailed it with the smoothies. I think blows away Earth Bar, blows away Sun Life, and we're thinking about also getting into the smoothie business.
Yeah, we're going to open up a coffee shop / smoothie shop at the office in the Palisades.
Side hustle.
I haven't had lunch today. This is my lunch right now, and I'm loving it.
That's a real estate agent, though. We don't eat lunch.
Yeah.
If you're eating lunch as a realtor, you probably need more clients.
Yeah.
So
I haven't showed enough properties.
you're not hustling hard enough.
Yeah. I was just showing properties in Malibu, Calabasas, Beverly Hills, all today.
How many miles do you think you've driven on your car?
I sometimes go back and forth from Malibu or the west side and back from the city twice, 3 times a day.
Rayni said something in an office meeting, and she was, going off, and you guys always say very inspiring things, but she said something funny. She was like, and as a realtor, when you're down getting dirty, you're going to bump your car, you're going to scrape your car. And I just remember my first year with my mom just trying to do it. And I was just scraping my car, going into pulls, and I'd be having the worst time. I just got married, and my husband was like, oh, we're getting a car together. So do you have any accidents? I was like, no accidents. He pulls up the insurance on our new car, and he's like, oh, what are these 4 accidents that have happened in the last 4 years? And I just go, I don't know. He goes, you don't know? I'm like, if I was under 22, I don't remember them.
Right. Don't they get expunged after a few years?
They really should come
It's a write-off
Yeah.
of the job.
Just to start the year fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's talk about real estate,
Yeah,
okay?
let's talk about
Okay.
real estate. All right, so we're here, and just so that we can start to, you guys can start to get to know us better. Rayni, how would you describe Branden's work ethic as an
Brandon's
agent?
work ethic. It's
Not as a partner, as an agent.
As an agent.
Yeah, because they are together. So
relentless, juicy,
Going.
salacious. No, Branden he's the epitome of determination, hard work, and he's also very honest. I watched him pull people out of deals, say that's not right for you, you're not buying that. And I think mostly he's driven by experience, but he's also extremely driven by expertise and data. So if it's not the right house for somebody, or, he can see that someone's not going to have a great quality of life there, or in 3, 4, or 5 years, they call to sell him, he's not going to expand their portfolio. He's like, don't buy that.
I think if you don't have trust with your clients, you have nothing. And especially in this line of work where people think that we are like these vultures that just want sales, sales, sales. Well, we're working with our friends and our family most of the time. And if it's a small world out there, if you aren't ethical and honest, it'll come back to you.
People could smell it from a mile away.
Yeah.
If you don't have their best interest, you're not that great of an actor. If you were, you would be Brad Pitt and you'd be in Hollywood, okay? But you're a neighborhood friendly realtor, and people smell it a mile away. My client just called me and said, hey, I'm thinking about selling my house. I said, why would you ever do that? You have the best house. I said, I know you're a little bored right now in your life, but don't sell your house, because where are you going to go? You're going to get uprooted, and you'll never find what you're already in and you're already set up. He goes, you know what, Branden, I've called 3 realtors, and you're the only realtor that told me that. Thank you so much. Because 2 of his other realtors are best friends. Listen, everybody at least
And
has,
you're going to get that client for life now.
3
just
realtors
so
that are their best
you
friends.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
It's true.
Branden, how would you describe Rayni's work ethic?
Well, first of all, she's a boss. She's relentless. She doesn't take no. She's persistent, determined, and she loves to get decked. to the nines. So first of all, she just gets decked and she dresses to kill, and that's how she works. We came together and kind of made the perfect partnership, and it just really worked off each other. And I say we're like, fire and gasoline, and like we come together and we make magic, and we make beautiful explosive magic together, and we just feed off each other, and we're also very competitive. So it's like, how many showings did you do today? Okay.
That's
and
fun.
usually I win in terms of showings, but she's like, how many phone calls and deals did you actually put in escrow? Because that's where I come in. I was like, hey, you got a point. So, it's that yin and yang. It's that constant ping and pong. And I think
holding each other accountable too for everything. Yeah.
And really having a great work ethic. And, the numbers don't lie. It's like every year it's like, how are we going to keep up with last year? And we keep doing it. We keep growing, and we keep surrounding ourselves with great people like you guys. And it's just so excited to work with like-minded, cool people, and also people that after work and stuff, people you could trust and hang out with. And that's a big thing in real estate, I think. Right, Jacqueline?
What would you say it's the hardest part though about being together and working together, if anything?
The biggest part is knowing when to turn it off, and that's never for us. We don't turn it off. We like real estate too much. We like to talk about real estate too much. We like to talk about deals too much, and we're just kind of obsessive compulsive when it comes to it.
But I mean, you built the whole company, so of course it's the baby. You guys have kids. It's another baby.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
But, we're able to also laugh at it, and I think that also brought us together because we're both kind of, we always wanted to both be comedians. And so we laugh about it all the time. And literally we got like in this biggest tiff this morning. And then she called me back like a little later. And I'm like, yes, sweetie. After we just got the
Branden,
biggest fight,
my mom and I
laughing.
too. My mom and I yelling at each other about something. I'm like, I'm at a friend's house changing because I'm living in Malibu right now, so it's very far to get here. So I'm changing in Brentwood. I'm on the phone with my mom taking like a work call, and then we just start yelling at each other. And my friend's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, this is how we talk to each other. This is like my sister."
You have to keep it fun.
Yeah.
I mean, people take it so seriously. I'm like, we're not a doctor. You're not going to die. Like, I don't need to get back to you Saturday night at 5. Escrow's closed, title's closed, the bank's closed. You can wait till Monday. So I really shut it down.
That's a new thing, though.
A lot of my clients are Israelis. I deal with a lot of development, and I learned that from them, and I think it's great. Friday night,
sign off.
we say Shabbat Shalom. It's done.
Smart.
And Saturday's family day or me day.
That's beautiful.
And then on Sundays I work. But
I will say, my mom, I'll tell you about her work ethic. She's working 24/7, other than I guess for that one night she sleeps. Because I mean, I don't ever see.
I was like, really? You do this? Because
you wouldn't know.
Sure, I call you all the time, and you
I don't do showings.
Right.
But I do. Yeah, no, I'm still on.
You're always working.
I'm always working.
You were a single mom growing up, so she got into this line of work because she said, could pick us up from school. She's like, I always want to pick you guys up from school, but I needed something that I could make real money, use my brain. And she was going to be a lawyer before she got, had us, essentially. That's what I was told. You always had those plans, you had us, and then you got into this. But it took I would say 15 to 20 years to be where you are now, which people don't, they don't see that you were grinding and we were in school, and our friends' parents selling houses, not using us. I was like a child then, but not using her, and it breaking your heart. I remember seeing that. And now, with everything that we've built and working alongside you, when people give us a hard time, I have to sometimes I just have to remind them that, because it didn't just happen overnight.
Right. There's no overnight success.
No.
And this is 7 days a week, residential real estate. The curse is it's 7 days a week. And for us, we're always on, even, when we're out of town or at our kids' games or sports. It's but, we're able to juggle it. And I think, too, the best realtors are able to have a lot of balls in the air and juggle it. And I was taught that, some of the best agents have ADD. And I think we all could have a
Yeah.
slight
Same.
case of ADD
Yeah.
here. Myself, probably not. Probably more you guys.
Definitely not you. You do not have ADD.
I have 1,000 things going at one time.
If you don't have 1,000 things going on at once, you aren't going to be successful in real estate. One deal is not gonna cut it. And I always say, if you want something done, give it to a busy person.
Yeah.
And why do busy people always answer their phones?
Yeah.
Because you're working and you're like, boom, 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 get it done. Like, it's the more I have to do, the more I do.
But at least I'm not behind a desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can go
Thank you.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I can be on my phone.
Yeah.
I can put deals
Well,
together.
I'm
That's
working
worth
from home
everything.
Sometimes I have a hair mask in, I have a face mask in. I'm like trying to close a deal. They have no idea I look like the scariest person in the world, but at least I get to do that. And I would choose that every day,
I agree.
even though it's nonstop. But
And the sky's the limit.
I usually put in close to 15 to 20,000 steps a day showing real estate. And if I don't do that, I get bummed out. I'm like, so I try to never be in the office. I always say the money's out in the field.
And I try to go into the office just to, at one point of the day. But today I had 2 or 3 listing appointments. He had however many, 10 showings, 7.
Keep going.
and it still made the podcast.
Well, you both are so inspirational. I've been with almost every company in the last 20 plus years. And I've, like Zoe said, I've never been happier. What you've created and the group of people that are there every Tuesday, I haven't seen anything like it because everyone is collaborating with one another. You don't get the feeling that someone's going to steal your client or there's any weird feeling. And if that person is there, they're not there long.
no, it's
It's
Right.
very, we don't. And it's
do
really
that.
nice to have such a tight knit community. And you're so generous with your time, with your resources, the marketing at the company. It's top notch. It's so accessible. It's just
they're
the
just
best
good
place
people,
ever.
and
It's true.
We
Well,
appreciate
so
it.
excited.
That means a lot coming from somebody of your caliber, an agent of your caliber. I mean, you do deals every day. It's like Jacqueline Chernov, close. Multiple. You're a machine. You're a deal machine. And you just came from a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and it's a great company. But we want you here to really smell it, taste it, feel it. We want all the 6 senses, and I think really at our company we teach intuition and love,
And that's
and
the sixth
and
sense.
fun
and
fun.
positivity.
Yeah, positivity.
Most importantly,
Yeah.
you're just inspiring and
and
positive.
I will say it's family. Like,
Right.
Rayni said that you guys, your first lunch when you got to know each other, you brought my older brother, your son. That's not typical to, be like, yeah, bring your kids. You brought family.
Yeah.
And, we're family.
And we were so excited after that lunch. We were like, because we want what we want. Because to create that, you have to curate that. You know what I mean? It's just because you can't just say, okay, let's go. This is for everyone. This isn't for everyone. And we really wanted you. And then Branden wasn't here, but we were kind of talking about this before we started, and the timing didn't align. But we sort of had this love fest, and we had this wonderful meal. And Branden and I have this philosophy, like, we don't want to do business with people that we don't want to have a meal with.
It's a good
You know what I
idea.
mean?
Yeah,
Because
it's
hang
true.
with.
Yeah.
You want to break bread with somebody. You want to get to know them. I want to know about you. I want to know about your family. I care about you. That's who you want to do business with, because business is it's a long-standing relationship. I don't want one and done, one deal. I want to come to your kid's wedding. I didn't get to come
I know
to yours.
we weren't where we are now.
No.
I would have invited you.
But I heard
I'll
all
have
about
another
it.
one just for the reason.
No, you won't.
Well, I think doing business. I always wanted to do business with family and friends. Why
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why would you not? And residential real estate is very personal. So for us, it's like, no, let's do it with our friends. Let's do it. And listen, it's not always perfect. Friends and family, like you said, you guys were just kind of riffing
yeah.
this morning. We were riffing this morning, and then I kind of followed up with like, hey, how are you doing? You know, and this really after we were just beefing.
But if you've had a riff like that with
Yeah.
someone that's not family, it takes weeks to mend that. With us, it takes 30 seconds.
Exactly.
And that's
Same
why
with us.
when you work with your family, I say you get more done. It's productive and you don't hold grudges and you can see the bigger picture. I've learned a lot from my mom, obviously, by just like watching her do everything she has. It's like tutoring or something. I'm learning firsthand. I'm listening to her go, and that's where I learn. That's how I know half the stuff I know.
Being a realtor, you know, it was mainly a women's business and then the women were making more than the husbands because they're selling, you know,
Snap, snap.
30, 50, 100 throughout 200,000. And now all of a sudden the women were making more than the husbands at residential real estate because you're selling people's biggest assets, and it really was a woman's job. So it's so powerful, especially for me to sit here with these powerful women, you know, a single mom who had to go out and make it for her kids and go out and put herself out there. And this job, you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, you do.
And being a woman and really putting yourself out there, it's so empowering. And for me, I've always surrounded myself with powerful women. I came from a single mom too. My sister helped out in the house. So for me to sit here with all this, I just, it's like by osmosis. And sometimes I just feel like one of the girls.
You are.
Okay, on that note,
You're one of us.
on that note, I think that we're going to save the rest for another time. And hopefully on our next podcast or soon, we can dive into how you guys started the company. I want to hear everything.
We're ready to go. This is where real estate really hits the pavement, and where we talk about strategy, talk about sales, and talk about building the community back, because California is the greatest place to live, especially Southern California, especially Palisades. I was just in Palisades. It was the most beautiful day of the year this year. So this is exciting. We got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about, huh?
We have a lot.
We do. We'll have lots of fun guests on the show. We have a big lineup coming up, and it will be fun. A lot of fun.
Yep.
Interesting and fun.
All right, till next time.
Bye.